Just Chase, Anthony Joseph, Prime Stay, Holiday Homes. Most awarded agent in Dubai, his name is Anthony. Portfolios he's scaling really high, that's why they can't compete. The first time that he came out to Dubai, he didn't have a thing. Now he's out here changing all these lives and it's a masterpiece.
We are back with a new episode. Today my guest is special. She is loud, she is knowledgeable, she is all over the place. She is the one and only Dalila. Dalila, thanks a lot for coming on the show. It means a lot for you to squeeze us in your busy calendar, especially after that massive list that you have done, and I have seen it over 1,500 articles in Dubai. I'm sorry if I missed an article. I'm sorry, that's exactly what I'm saying. Again, thanks a lot for coming on the show. We want to know everything about you. Tell us, when and why did you come to Dubai first?
First of all, thank you so much. And just because you said I'm loud, I'm going to be very quiet today to prove you wrong. Actually, I cannot because I am a very loud person.
We know that.
Hence, you saw 1,501 article. The other article was a different language. I couldn't read it. Therefore, I didn't post this because I didn't know what this says. So thank you so much for having me. And apologies for taking too long. But everything comes...
The perfect timing.
The perfect timing. What was the question again?
When did you come to Dubai and why Dubai?
Okay, so I came to Dubai in... Where am I supposed to look, by the way?
Whatever you want.
Should I look here? Can you see me? Okay, خلاص. That's my camera?
Yeah.
Oh.
But you're talking to me, not to your camera.
But
so
yani,
look
why
at
does
me.
he have so many cameras and I have only one?
We're rich, we have cash to spend.
خلاص, bring me. Manal, bring 3 cameras for me, one here, one here. Okay, so I came in 2008. Wow, 2008.
You crashed the market. It was you.
I came in 2008, August, right before the crashing, you know? And it's crazy. Every time I used to, when people ask me how long you've been here, I used to always say 8 years. 8 years. People are like, are you not mathematician? Like, it's 2008, it's not 8 years. I think now it's 15 years, 16, 17.
It is 16 years.
I have no idea, because I've been like 29 years old and 32 years old for a very long time. So it's the same
This
thing.
is where time froze. It's not
Yes, I think it's between 29 and 32.
Okay.
I might be 35. I'm not sure, but it's between that. So I came in 2008 and I worked for Emirates Airline. Worked for Emirates Airline for 6 years, 6 months,
Wow,
and 6
how was that?
days. It was amazing.
Triple
Fabulous.
sixes?
Yes.
Triple sixes.
Yeah, because when I resigned, I have the paper still, and it says 666. I'm like, I don't know how to take this. Is it a good
This
thing?
is where
Is it
the
a
devil entered my life and guide me through it.
exactly, you know? So Emirates was amazing. I mean, I loved it. I was 21 years old, making like,
yeah.
oh my God, now you guys are going to do the math. I was 50 years old. Oops. Anyways, so I was 21 and I'm traveling the world. I'm everywhere. At the time, I was studying criminal
Traveling the
justice.
world for free. I have my own allowance.
Thank
Staying
you.
in the 5 stars hotel.
You know, and
It's
how much was I
amazing.
making that time? Like it's when you move here, they give you 9,000.
dirhams, yeah.
No, 9,000 dirham basic.
Then accommodation.
Accommodation is free.
Discounts everywhere.
Thank you. And also, when you're traveling, each country you have an allowance. So, I was banking as a 21-year-old, you know, and I loved it. It's like I enjoyed meeting people from different countries and all of that. So all of my flights, I was this happy. Like I remember when we do the long haul flights to let's say New York or San Fran, people are landing and leaving, and I'm like, bye, thank you, and they're like, what are you taking? Like, why are you so happy? I'm like, because you're leaving, thank you very much, and I just leave. I reached
Now
the
my
stage,
vacation started.
Hello, and everybody's just upset. But it's. I told myself the day that I'm gonna hate my job, I must leave. So during that time, I was picked to be, it's called the 319 crew. So basically, it's like an
The
exclusive.
special forces of the cruise.
Thank you. You know,
Yeah.
because every job I do, I just become
Has to be
elite.
special.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The elites picked me. I didn't pick the elites. See?
The most humble
Thank you
guest
very-
I've ever had. Thank
Yes.
you.
Wallah, but it's you
No,
acknowledge it.
Of course, you have
Manifestation.
to. You have to.
It comes. If you are elite, call me. My number is not below. If you are not, thank you for watching. So, anyways, what I was saying,
The 319.
the 319, we were 14 girls picked from 20,000. Okay? Till now. Why me? I don't know. I was still the same. But I always used to do service from my heart. Because everything I do
Yeah.
from my heart. And I guess some managers saw that and they were like, we want her on this. So I even went to Toulouse to pick up the aircraft. It was an A319. It was at the time when Emirates Airline ordered mass A380s and we kind of like got that as a gift. Then we turned it to a private airline. And once I did privates, I was like, okay, I think I need to do privates, you know? So after that, I joined privates aviation, royal families of Abu Dhabi. So I did privates, fly-in. And then again, I'm like, okay, so what's the max for me in this field? Like, what can I become? Okay, a trainer, cool, a purser. How can I own this aircraft?
The wifey.
Yes, but I loved being single because I'm very loud. I think I'll be married the day I learn how to.
Yeah.
But so far,
Start texting with your
so
husband.
far I cannot be quiet. The day I'm quiet, you'll know I got married. But at the time, I don't think it's happening anytime soon.
Me too. I agree. It's not happening anytime soon.
You know? Or someone that actually appreciates honesty.
Or someone that has
Headphones.
or real problems. I don't know. Whatever.
So
We are waiting for that special
the
husband.
special husband that
Yes.
is willing to accept my madness. It's gonna be great. I'm a good person. I think.
I'm gonna be in the wedding. I'm gonna bring the presents, but after that, I'm like,
So I was like, what is it? How? And I left private aviation. I left aviation at the time.
can I stop you just a
Yes.
second? Can you tell me if that had some kind of effect on your mental well-being? And I'm asking you this not to make a joke. I
Because you
swear.
think I'm crazy.
No. I know that you're crazy. I don't think. But what I'm trying to say is like, because I had lots of friends doing this job, and that the common word between all of these guys and the girls, they always said that you will lose your short memory. You cannot imagine how does it feel like for you to wake up, let's say in Dubai, and then to sleep in the North Pole. So in here, like you're wearing a t-shirt, it's hot, and then suddenly you're going to minus something, it's freezing. You don't know what's the timing. Sometimes you go to bed at 11 a.m.
Yes.
and then some other times you have to wake up at 1 a.m. to work. So it kind of messes up your short memory and a bit of your mental being. Did this happen to you?
Sorry, can you repeat the question? Because I forgot.
Hell
Because I
no.
forgot my short memory.
You actually solved me. She actually answered me on the question. What was the effect
So-
of that job on you? Honestly,
honestly,
I'm sure
so-
it was very fun, but you
No.
reached a point after a few years where you were like,
It's the thing is I don't know, because I sleep at random times. Like I was just connected to my body
Yeah.
clock. Like my body tells me go to sleep, I sleep. I just have to turn the room to a dark whatever room, you know. So jet lag is crazy. You don't know where you at. You don't know what you're doing. It does, but I can't even remember what was the effect. So perhaps maybe that is that.
It is, yeah.
My memory is bad, but I don't know if maybe it is the flying, perhaps, because I think I flew for how long? 9 years? And there are people that are still flying. So it is fun, it is great, it is that, but it becomes tiring. Some people do end up being in relationships, getting married and having kids, it's great. But a lot of others, you can't. Because it's kind of like you're always on a long distance relationship. Because you're never there, which is kind of good. 'Cause there's always space to miss the other person, you know? So anywho, A lot of positive, a lot of negatives. It depends how you take it. Like to me, it was, I enjoyed it till I'm like, okay, till how long I'm gonna do
Yeah,
this?
what's next?
What's to me? I always, whenever I reach to a pedestal, I'm like, what's next? Because the day you get comfortable, you're dead.
100%.
Hence, it's I'm always everywhere. You know, I'm satisfied. I'm content. So looking for what's next is not because you're not happy. Looking for what's next, it's because you're just eager to learn and grow your mind and actually kind of feed my memory, the short and the long, and kind of grow it, you know, because your brain, if you're comfortable in a certain level, khalas, you don't nurture your brain, basically.
Yeah.
So after the private, I've decided to go and get my psychology bachelor's. I got psychology bachelor's, and I'm like, you know what? Now let me apply again to see what I'm gonna do. Whether it's HR or later on I'll get my master's, be a therapist, which is that's the future.
Something mutual between us, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
You study psychology?
Minor psychology. I cannot
Oh.
practice. I cannot.
No, but we cannot practice till you get your master's.
Yeah.
Like I have my BS in that's
But
bachelor's of science, not BS as everybody knows.
Yeah, I got it in the university. I was always fascinated by the human brains, you know, and just because I sold everyone since I was a kid, so I wanted to know how does it work mentally.
Exactly.
Yeah. And just before you go, I'm gonna give you copies of the book, and in the second one I have chapter.
Marketing,
It's
guys.
already all
Yes.
over the place.
Take
It smashed it everywhere. We don't need marketing. I speak a lot about the human
Yes,
brain because
amazing.
once you know how to understand it, how to lay low, how to go full on, sales become extremely easy.
You see, because what you said, it's a point that later on we'll talk about it, like in real estate. People always look at me as like, oh, about my personality and whatever
Yeah.
it is. But I have the knowledge to understand and study the person in front of me.
And back up that loudness.
You see?
Yeah.
So I know when and what and how. Hence, alhamdulillah, I'm successful in my field, you know, because I studied the personalities. No matter, when I was flying, you don't understand. The jokes I do with the passengers,
yeah.
and one time in a long flight, I had people dancing to Indian songs in the galley, and like especially the old ladies with the wheelchair, they're like literally, this is a true story. She came, she's like, I want mango juice. I'm like, if you dance for me, I'll give you mango juice the whole flight. And then she's dancing and I'm dancing with her and I'm like, yeah. And then all of these, it was like a group of old ladies. They were all in a wheelchair, you know, when we land, obviously. So when we landed, the whole fleet of the wheelchair, they were like, bye, we miss you. Everybody's like, what did you do? I'm like, that's the one that you thought I was being
What
rude
did
to.
you
I
put
was,
in that mango juice?
you know,
Say
no,
it.
because I was with them, talking to them, enjoying, you know. But when you see the thing about people, when you see a story from outside, you automatically judge. You'll think I'm being rude or I'm being mean or you don't know. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Literally, I got away with murder, like, you know, because the things I say on the flight and they just laugh and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But it's how you say it, you know, because you get this humor with it. You're breaking the ice, you're getting to know the person, you're showing them that you're different, that I actually acknowledged you. I'm actually trying to talk to you about
So
something
that
different,
career
you know.
kind of built your or shaped your character to be a recipient, to be able to speak to everyone, getting what you want without you being offended.
Exactly.
In any way.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's once in a while, which I'll get those people, but it's not the person that I'm dealing with. Because me, I always tell everybody have their own clientele. There's some people that will deal with me, some people that will not. But I attract the people that will deal with me. Hence, they stay with me for a very long time. I don't force myself to sell to every single personality because I might clash if it doesn't work out, you know? So that's that. We'll go back to the whole psychology thing. After I graduated psychology, I started applying everywhere. 3 years, no job. Rejected because, which is the funniest thing, it was overqualified.
I love it. I love when people say overqualified.
But this is what I'm like-
It's like you want them to be like stupid for you to take them.
This is what I'm
You
saying.
want them to be less educated. Like You are paying someone overqualified, pay them the price of a qualified person, and
Exactly.
use that service.
So I'm just like, okay, so it's either you're underqualified or you're
I
overqualified.
think it's just a polite word to say no.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're like,
we don't
okay,
want
no,
you.
we cannot afford you.
Yeah.
One, she literally told me, I
Yeah.
cannot afford you. I'm like, you don't even know what's my price. It's like, you don't even know what's my price for you to tell me I cannot afford you. So at the time, I was,
Straight face وحياة الله ما عم تضحك انت تعمل
at
اكتر
the
من
time,
هيك.
no, I was like overqualified or just the people didn't like me. Or actually, there was one interview, seriously, the HR was afraid that I might take her position.
Oof.
Basically, because I heard it from the people when I got rejected. Because they told me, what is your vision in this company, blah, blah, blah. So I explained the vision. So I guess مو لازم يكون عندك طموح. You have to be like, my vision is just to stay in this position. No, my vision is to take your position and his position. But I didn't
So
say
I
it
cannot
like that.
imagine you and HR. HR should be mean with straight face
so I'm
and
very
just
nice.
like always upset
No,
and
بس-
moody.
بس,
You don't fit for an HR.
I was also going to do banking. Like I got approached by private banking to deal with certain clientele because of my background. And also because when you have a bachelor's, you can enter the banking system. Anywho, so rejection from everywhere and all that. And I was, Corona happened right before Corona, which was very crazy.
Let me stop you. This is
Yes.
a very important part.
Tell
Because
me.
lots of people go through it. How did you feel while you've been rejected so much? So I'm sure you were upset, angry, but did you reach a point where you said, I'm no good for nothing? I started doubting my existence, or God, why this has happened to me, or this is the fault of my parents, family, country, whatever. So did you start blaming, or were you doubting? Or you remember where you were feeling?
Yes.
Because this will touch a lot of people.
It's-
A lot of people are going through the same
To be
stuff.
honest, it was literally 3 years of rejections.
Okay.
Okay. At a time, one time I invited a friend of mine and I printed the rejection. There were 22 emails of rejections. And I told her, I have a feeling and I know I'm going to reach somewhere, but I don't know when and I don't know how. I was like, I wish I can print these and post them as a motivation because one day when I reach a certain place, I just want to call them and be like, hey, this is what you missed out on. And what's kept me going is literally, it's faith, which is, it's religion. يعني الحمد لله, I used to say, عسى أن تكرهون شيئا وهو خير لكم وعسى أن تحبوا شيئا وهو شر لكم فالله
Translate it,
يعلم
please.
وأنتم لا تعلمون.
Translate it.
It's literally, do not love something that is bad for you and don't hate something that is good for you. God knows
What's
you
best
don't
for
know.
you?
Which is, because if I got these jobs and I keep saying it every day and I'm just like, okay, so God, then what is it? Like, show me a sign. Like, why? Of course, you always say, why me? But then I'm like, something is coming, but when is it coming? When?
So you
and
took-
I was praying more.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. So
'cause-
you took the strength from prayers.
Yes, because I was always praying, alhamdulillah, and then, which is, it's funny, and God forgive me, because sometimes I forget to pray because I'm working, and then I'm like, really? But when you're needing something, you go and you pray. Because it's like whenever you are in your lowest, that's when you seek God. And then you forget to seek God when you are at your best. Because when you seek God when you are at your best, you stay longer in that way. To me, alhamdulillah, faith and my religion is what's kept me up in so many things. So many things that go in my life wrong. Because to the point, I sat down and I'm just like, okay, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm a girl in Dubai and I'm still not doing anything wrong. You understand? Like, I'm still trying hard to get a job. I'm still trying hard to do it myself. So why is this happening? Like, one time I was praying and crying.
Was this a sign
And-
for me to take the easy route, or I should
no,
be pushing?
To me,
Yeah.
it was like I knew there was something coming, but I just couldn't point what is it. And then what happened? I was gonna get a job with a bank, big bank. And they reached out to me and they're like, because the CEO actually flew with me before, knows who I am and this and that, and they're like, reach out to her. Went to the interview, they said, the process is gonna take 6 months. Okay? I was like, okay, no problem. And at the time, like I said, I was here, I stayed by my friend's house, that it's like between here and the States. So financially, I sold my watches and I was doing a bit of crypto and a bit of stock market.
Was knowledge or just like pure
Me, when I
gambling?
find something and I get into it, I get into it.
Yeah.
This is, I got into stock. My sister and her husband, they're in banking. So every time me and her husband, I used to tell him, like, I'll see literally something and I'm like, hey, what's the ticker for this? Is there stock on this? I think this is going to work out. From TV, from. And then he's like, where did you see this from? I was like, I think this is going to be a nice stock. Let me know. So I enter and I started reading about stocks. So at 7 p.m. Dubai time, my laptop is open because that's the time when the stock market opens. I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay. And I made some money, to be honest. Alhamdulillah, you know what I'm saying? And still getting rejected and still whatever. But something was happening during that time where I was looking for a job. There's, I'll tell you the story specifically. What was it? Long time ago, I was a top client in Louis Vuitton. Okay. So I was a top client in LV, and my client relationship manager became my friend. And at that time, I was like, I dropped her off somewhere, and I'm like, why do you live here? Are you kidding me? You work for Louis Vuitton, you know how much you make? Come, let me help you out. Because I'm like, I was a flight attendant and I managed to move out by myself by doing this financial decisions. It's your finance. You need to know what to do. So during that time, she got excited and she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna move out. You inspired me. I found a place." I told her, "Look, don't move out. I'm not gonna be in summer for 2 months. Go to my place." She's like, "No." So I went. I took the key. I went to her to Louis Vuitton. I screamed at her. I'm like, "Ah." And I was like, "Here's the key. Go to my place. I'm not there for 2 months. This 2 months, you're gonna save this two
At least like
salaries,
seven,
whatever,
8,000 dirhams.
and then you find a place." So while I was in Morocco, I actually helped her to find a place. So listen how God works in mysterious ways, you know? So she found a place, she rented the place, she was so happy. And then from that, she bought a place. Okay? And then at that time, years passed, and that's when I wasn't with the job and I'm like not knowing what to do. And I was between here and the States. I stayed at her place for more than a month. Like, look how it took the time where I've
How
opened
God
my
works in
door.
mysterious ways.
Exactly. To the point that now that I was your client, the top, that I am sitting at your place. You understand? And at that time, when everything was closing, everybody's opening their doors to me. Like all my friends, they're like, "Oh my God, no, Dalila, come stay with us till whatever works out." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 I don't want, I don't want, I don't want, you know?" So, and I stayed at her place. So it took, look how many, therefore I knew that something good is happening. There, I just need to trust the process, you know? But when did I really believe fully that I know for a fact something good? And I'm still not in real estate at this time. It was a time I left her place and then I got a place in JVC. Okay. I got this 1 bedroom and I rented it and I rented this car and I woke up crying. I called my mom. I'm like, "Mom, why am I doing this to myself? My house, my room in the States, it's bigger than this because we're from Orlando. Yani, alhamdulillah, the house is huge. It's I come from a good place. Yani. So I can just go back to Orlando and sit at my mom's house. And because at night I keep hitting myself with the furniture because the place is small
And
and
you're
I'm
not
used
used to,
to
yeah.
my massive space. And I wake up with a bruise and I called my mom crying. I was like, Mama, I can't live in this apartment. She's like, why? Like, why? Just, come back. I said, no, something is happening. I'm getting a couple of interviews. And left that apartment. And I was supposed to sign for a year lease with a friend of mine. Another one. I told her, before I sign with you, I need to move in with you. Because maybe we don't like each other. You understand? So I stayed with her for like 2 weeks, and we're looking for places together. She wanted a huge place. I told her, look, we cannot get a huge place. She's like, no, but you have the money, like obviously in my stock and whatever. I said no. And she even told me one time she was trying to give me financial advice, okay? And she was like, she's giving me financial advice. And I told her, look, don't. I'm actually good, but here. What? You have all of this in stock market? Why don't you sell it and buy a Range Rover? I'm like, no, this is not how finance works. Like, you understand? This is, you can't just, okay, now I bought a Range Rover. بعدين what? Like,
Live
what,
in it.
what am I going to do? So I told her, look, just don't give me financial advice. I am good, but that money is not, it's survival mode money. You know what I'm saying?
That's the all in. That's the all in.
Exactly.
That's how you call it.
So, some way, somehow, I got a call from a friend of mine. Okay. Hello, I need a private jet from Iran. I was like, why? He's like, my family is stuck in Iran. I need to take them out, and no, there is no flights, there is no nothing. He's like, you used to work in private jet, find me a jet. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. This was February, before the corona starts. I called my ex-private jet company. Guys, I need a private jet. How much you guys want? From Iran. They're like, okay, let me call you back. They called me back. They're like, we're not allowed. I was like, but we're royal. They're like, no one is allowed to enter the country. Air, sea, whatever, road. I'm like, and by the way, at that time also, I was booking my ticket to go to like Bali or India to get my yoga teaching license. Like, the laptop was open. I was about to pay, but I got a phone call. Okay? So I was like, okay, something is happening. What's happening? Then I called him and he's like, look, I called this, and he's very well connected, this friend of mine. I was like, I don't know, what is this corona? What is this thing? And so I ignored it. I kept going with my life, still seeing, okay, then I didn't book the ticket to go. And we're still seeing, are we moving in together, whatever we're doing. Then I get another call. My friend was from Morocco visiting. Come to the Four Seasons, let's have a coffee and talk about what's happening here and blah, blah, blah. I sat having a coffee with my friend. He got a phone call. So it's being at the right time, at the right place, He got a phone call and they called him. They said, where are you? He said, I'm in Dubai. They were like, leave today. Because Morocco is going to close air, sea, whatever, this, that. He was like, okay. And he looked at me. He's like, look, something is happening. Everything is closing. I was like, this is the second time now that it's in, wake up. What are you going to do? That laptop that I was going somewhere to, I don't know what, I booked my ticket to Orlando.
Let me go home.
I'm going to go home, It was the 16th of March, I believe. Booked my tickets.
17th, they closed everything. I remember the date.
16th of March. I booked my tickets. I posted on my Instagram. Guys, if you're somewhere, you need to leave, something, I don't know, everything is closing. Everybody's like, you conspiracy theory, you madri shu, because I was in my yoga mode, whatever. I packed, my friend literally told me, leave your stuff here. Like, I'll send, the driver and send it to you cargo. I was like, no, I'm taking everything. I'm going home. Like,
I'm moving.
Bye. Adios. So I don't know. What is it that's happening? I'm moving. I reached Orlando. Boom. everything closed. You know, at that time, I was like, there is so many things in my head. Okay, Alhamdulillah, I didn't join this job. Alhamdulillah, I didn't rent this place. Alhamdulillah, I didn't. Everything started coming to me like overwhelming because if I had got that job in those 2, 3 years that I was struggling, 2 years because I had in Corona, I would have, rented, bought my car, bought my house, you know how it is.
Been in debt all the
I
time.
would have been not me today, If I had went to Bali or India or whatever, I was going to go for my yoga, spiritual here in, because sometimes when you reach a pedestal, you become Zen. That's it. Imagine me Zen, broke. How can you Zen when you're broke? So I'm like, Alhamdulillah, this is the second. And then I'm sitting the whole time. Right when I landed to Orlando, I'm with my mom. My mom is like, where are you? I'm like, let me count my blessing. Leave me alone 1 second. And then I'm there. I'm talking to my friends that were here. Misery. The people that were living in a 1 bedroom or living in a studio or, yeah.
I was in a 1 bedroom with no balcony. This happened.
Damn, I think I need to give you a hug after
And I was
this.
going to the parking, just looking left and right, running for 5 minutes just to feeling active and coming back home. Yeah, it was disgusting.
You see, I was living my life. I'm even sorry. Because we have a lake view. I'm sitting and I was driving. I drive to my sister's house.
You know what's the upsetting part? That life in Lebanon was the same as if there is nothing. They were clubbing, partying, going places, food, invitations, homes gathering, and sending me videos. And I come and I'm like, I cannot swim to Lebanon. I'm stuck
cannot
here.
swim.
I cannot do anything. There's no airport.
Even the sea
Yeah,
was closed.
Everything.
No, I had my friend, she was calling me depressed.
No, it was really
hits.
annoying. How I filled my time, I remember I was like, okay, we must do something. So we started selling Al Habtour to Lebanese by them paying a manager check there and paying 4% here. We did this. Then we sold Azizi was doing a bit of Lebanon, Wilton Terraces by Ennington. And eventually, when everything was sold, nothing left to work on, I started selling a project in Lebanon called Bet Misk that was a joint venture between a bank and Emor. So we were working like
see.
animals. It's just not to stay still because I cannot watch Netflix and eat and become
But this is the
a
thing.
sofa.
Corona created a lot of millionaires.
Yeah.
But again, if you had that knowledge to do it, if you had that, you can take whatever negative things that comes to your life and try to do it positive. If something happens so quick, it's gonna go so quick. Like really, you just must believe. This is the only thing I'm saying. Like, so when I was in Orlando, I was happy that I made the good decision and I started studying real estate. I was like, you know what? Even though everybody's telling me,
Yeah.
at the time, everybody, like one of my friends, that's Shayma Holden, actually, Khadija and Abdurrahman, they told me real estate. And I told Khadija, no, I'm not ready yet. At the time they were developing. Now they have their agency also. And she's like, let me know when you're ready. I have this company for you. I was like, okay, just keep it aside. I studied real estate in Florida and it's hard.
Yeah, it's not like in here you take a license a week. It takes anywhere between 7 to 9 months, right?
We cranched it because it was Corona. So I
Okay.
did the 40-hour studies.
Yeah.
I did them online. And then the exam is a government exam, which is obviously you go into the room, cameras everywhere. They give you the pen, you fail the first time. Like everybody fails. I know everybody fails like 9 times minimum. I mean, seriously, it's not. This is the truth. I failed the first time, I got it the second time. Like the first time I was at 74, I was like, why? I'm this close, And it's like, and the questions, the next 100 has nothing to do with the last question. And you have to you calculate the mortgage, you calculate the land, because there is so many different, it's not like here. The school zone thing, the contract, because it's when you meet a client in Florida, you have to sign a contract. There's 3 contracts. There is not a buyer that's with 500 people and a seller that's with 1,000 people and he trying to like, you cannot. It's really like, and eventually I'm pretty sure because Dubai is fast paced. We always update the law. Eventually we will reach to that level
Yeah,
of like,
when the market is mature enough.
exactly, to that level of contract. I'm a buyer agent, you're a seller agent type of thing, you know? So when I passed, I was like, huh, why am I in Orlando? Because now it's no longer Corona, you know? Now I'm like, I need to go back to Dubai. So I was like, you know, I've been in Dubai all this time. I know everything. Like, I know not everything, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I've seen it grow, the roads change, all of that. If I am a realtor there, I'm more knowledgeable. And I was already doing it just for my friends as favors.
Yeah.
Then I got back and I called Khadija. I was like, okay, I think I'm ready. So which one? So I went, there was 2 companies, which is at the time was Macone or Driven. And ironically, look how, like now I'm working for Driven. So I was like, okay, Macone is young. And at that time, let me join and, you know, learn and then see, grow with them
Yeah.
and then see what happens. So I ended up with Macone, amazing. They're very supportive. Grew together. And then they've grew so much that I was just like, okay, now it's time. Which Abdullah was offering me for ages, come, ta'ali, him and Hadi. And I was like, okay, you know what? Okay, khalas. Now it's Driven, you know? Because it's a bigger vision. I was like, okay, let me learn from the sharks, you
Yeah.
know? Because
It was like
Macone is good. Macone, yes. Macone, they're good and they support all that. And I'm like, next step. This is how it is. So, and now I think Macone is already bigger because when I joined, we were 18. So now it's like 100. And so Driven is like 500. So, again, it's me fighting with myself, you know? Where am I going? Then I moved to Driven. Amazing, with 500 people, because I need to see and learn from, again, who's better than me. Because you must always keep learning, you know? The day that you think I'm the best, I reach the pedestal of, okay, khalas, like look for something else. If you're not growing, you're not learning. And yeah, I mean, that's how I ended up in real estate.
Congratulations for this
I went
journey.
from
It's a beautiful story
all of
to
this,
tell
you
the
know?
people seriously, because like I know that people go through rough times like 3 months, 4 months, and then they find their way. You being a warrior by
3
just
years.
punching for 3 years and trying to stand up while there was nothing bright to stand up for means that that speaks a lot about your core foundation. What are you as a human? And this is where we classify beasts and regular people. So you fall under the beast, but in a complimentary way, not in a bad way.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. But it's also like when I've, for social media, for example, I was one of the people that don't like social media, to be honest. Because what used to pop up in my social media feed is like, you know, whatever, all these people that live in this lavish life without jobs. Let's say, I wouldn't state a female or a male because I'm not here to go after specific people. So I used to enter social media and I'm like, I feel bad for the young girls or young boys that are looking at certain people as their idols. That is a fake life that's out there, you know? So I was just like, ugh, I'm not interested. So I always enter social media and I leave. And I enter social media and I leave. Then in real estate, I've started the social media thing because the Americans do it. Back in the day, it's like when I started, you could see my videos with my little board and me trying, I don't know.
Everyone starts with a
you know,
whiteboard. Come on.
I started like, and people are like, what are you doing? You get leads from social media? I'm like, yeah, I mean, leads, whatever, but it's education, you know? And it was positive. Alhamdulillah. I get mothers messaging me, telling me, wow, thank you so much. My son follows you. Wow, thank you so much. My daughter follows you. And that gives me, while I'm giving them
It's the
power,
best feeling in the
it
world.
gives. Yesterday, I wasn't driven in the office sitting, complaining because I got a call from some agent that's telling me, oh, my buyer doesn't give commission. Can your seller give commission? And I went crazy. So that's a different story. Yes. I was like, you are what's wrong with realtors right now. There's no such thing as buyer not giving commission. Come on. You know? I'm like, if you accept, then khalas, you are teaching them these things. It's not, it's by law. This is how it works. Then one girl was sitting there. She's looking at me, smiling, you know? And then she showed up and she's like, Darita? I was like, yes. Do I owe you money? No, it's a joke. I always say something like random, you know? And she's like, I follow you on Instagram, and I swear every time I'm ready to quit, I
your
watch your
videos,
videos and I
fires
get
me up.
motivated.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing here? She's like, yeah, I closed the deal with one of your colleagues, and and I started because of you, and I was happy for that. And there was a lot of people that moved from other countries and came to Dubai and became realtors. And I know them because they were
Because
like,
of
because
your
of,
videos. Yeah,
yes.
I totally get it.
So I didn't quit. I keep changing my ideas because everybody's doing them trends. And I changed my mind on social media. Like, imagine I didn't want to enter because of that, but I keep going because I want to show that the reality of hard work, the reality of it's not okay, I'm here in a private jet and an Air Mass bag. And what's your background? Like, what is it?
Artist.
How can artists? I don't know what, like, how is
That's
it?
what it's called recently. It's like artist.
Like, I don't know what it is. The give, because these young girls or young boys think that it's easy. It's not easy. What comes easy goes easy. It is a lot of hard work. It is a lot of dedication. It is, you're crying, you're questioning your everything about you. You're thinking, what did I do wrong in my life? Have I hurted somebody before? Why me? Why? But alhamdulillah, there is one thing that I never do and I will never do, and I don't want anybody to do it. I never ever look at someone and be like, why them? Or look at someone and be like, why are they successful? Or never. Because the grass is not always greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know their burdens. You don't know if they're not sleeping at night. You don't know if someone in their family is going through something. You have no idea. Because we are all like, okay, this is one thing I've told my brother one time when he was young. Like, he explained to me, he was like, oh, how come there are poor people and there are rich people, and how come this and how come, when you're young and you're trying to question everything in life. And I told him, look, I've explained it kind of like Islamically, in a way, that you see that we have 99 names of Allah. Okay? And Bil Mizan, we're born with the 99. You see, you have 99, you have 99. I have 99. It could be, for example, okay, your wealth is way more, but it could be my health is way more than you. It could be that you can have kids. It could be the other person can't have kids. It could be that both of your parents are alive.
Trying
It
to
could be
maintain
that.
a balance.
So don't ever think that someone is better than you in whatever it is. It's just that in life, yes, money is important, and I'm not gonna say money is not important. Yes, it is important because
And
we are.
it bring happiness.
Yes, and it does, because I always say I'd rather cry in a Bentley than in a bicycle.
Absolutely.
And I did cry in a Bentley before, and it felt amazing. And I called my friend and I told her, Tiffany, I just want to let
And
you
now
know.
I like to do it once, from time to time. I go to a palace and start crying, and that's
I called my friend Tiffany. I was like, Tiffany, I just want to let you know, it is better to cry in a Bentley, but I'm still crying. I'm pretty sure it's not good. Yes, it is, but work hard to reach that. But the money, because we need this thing. It's like, but not necessarily that only people that have money, they come to you and tell you money is not happiness. After you reach to your status quo and your wealth, because your rent is paid, your kid is in school, okay? Let's forget about Rolexes and cars and all of that. Let's just forget about these extra amazing things. But when these rich people reach to their pedestal, they come and say money is not happiness because now they're seeking their happiness. Okay? But still, there is an amount of money that you need for your rent and for your food. And you cannot go and tell a person that Maskeen, he's unable to pay his rent and his child is not going to school and tell him, let me give you advice. Money is not happiness. Habibi, Naam, are you kidding me? You know, contentment is happiness.
Correct.
So you must be content. And to reach to contentment, which is Al-Qana'a kinzun la.
Yufna.
Thank you. And that is my favorite sentence. You have to be qanua. Whatever you get, you're
I
qanua.
hate it.
And then, no,
hate
qanua,
it.
but I'll explain.
Because
Tell
people
me.
understood it
Wrong.
very wrong.
Okay.
They understood it. I
Tell
don't
me and
need
I'll
to
tell
make
you.
an effort. I
Yalla.
don't need to make anything. I have food, I have clean water, and that's all what I need. And they
No.
never build a future for their family, their parents, their kids, their nothing. And this is why I hate it. And even in Christians, when we're praying, we say, "أعطنا خبزنا كفاف يومنا."
Okay, I get it. But it's how you take it.
But,
Exactly.
which is like, give us our bread, which is enough for the day. But why would I have it for the day? Well, I can have it for the months, year, and 100 years in front.
صح.
Since I have a lot of bread, I don't need to eat by myself in the corner. I can feed everyone around me. And that's fucking happiness when
And
you feed
that's-
everyone around you.
But you see, and that's when I say al-qana'a, it's how, again, how people see things. Me, I'm eager and I'm always looking for the different things. But ليش قنوعة? Because I'm satisfied with what I have. I don't look at the other person and be like, how come he has this one and I have
You're
that one?
not.
You see?
You're not. Why
Hence-
you're closing 10 deals if you can close one deal and it's enough for you?
No,
for
but
the
to me,
month?
because
But
it's-
why
it's-
you want 10?
But that's why I told
Because
you.
you keep challenging
Get
yourself.
closer to the microphone.
You need to challenge yourself. This is why these
No, but this
sayings
is why
also...
I'm challenging myself. What? But listen how it is. Being qanua, it doesn't mean that, okay, I'm sitting and set, my rent is paid, because the rent is not going to pay for life. I have to keep paying that rent. Being that I'm satisfied with what I have, but I'm eager because I love to challenge myself and grow and become better within myself. So it's something that's within me. But whenever I reach that, what I get, I must look at it and say, thank God, alhamdulillah, okay, I love it. Next. You see what I'm saying? It's not like I say, okay, thank God, I'm qanaa right now. No. I'm content with what I have
But I want more.
today.
I want more.
But there is something coming
Exactly.
tomorrow.
Dalila,
You
this
see?
has been crazy. This is not my idea. This is Freddie's. He said to give you the books on the pod. So that's his idea.
Are you guys? You
Thanks
sure?
a lot. That's his idea. That's
you,
the
guys.
first one. Take charge. This is the advanced
May
one.
I
Take
please
action.
get an
You-
autograph?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, okay.
Later
Can you
on.
guys
Yeah,
get
yeah,
this
we
in
will,
video?
we
No,
will.
we need to get this in
we
video
will,
since
will.
it's happening.
Just to kill the podcast, to finish the
Yes.
episode, I know that you have a bit of the educational part. You have your own course, or it's being done as
Yes,
we speak.
yes,
So
yes.
for all of the brokers who wish to start their way, and they can reach you through Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of the stuff. We're gonna put it in the
Yes,
credentials
my
now, in
website,
the description,
yes.
and the website as well.
Yes.
What will be your final message or your final advice for people with or without experience who wish to join this industry and make something of their future?
Okay, the advice is basically do it for yourself. You see, if you are not ready, don't do it, it's not going to happen. If you are just looking at someone, oh, this is what they're doing and whatever, no, because a fish can swim, but it cannot climb a tree, and a monkey can climb a tree and they cannot swim. It's the same thing. That's for us humans. Maybe you're an IT person, you're good. Maybe you're a cameraman. Maybe you're a salesperson. It depends. Find your passion inside and kill it. Find what is it. Try every single thing while you can. Try to paint, try to play soccer, and where that you see that you are excelling at it, feed what you are excelling at. And then you could never fail.
And that's why we call her the overqualified Dalila. It's justified now. Thanks a lot for coming
Thank you
on the
so
show.
much.
Thank you
Thank
for
you so
watching
much
this
for this.
episode, and see you in the next one.
Anthony Joseph. prime stay, holiday homes. Most awarded agent in Dubai, his name is Anthony. Portfolios he's scaling really high, that's why they can't compete. The first time that he came out to Dubai, he didn't have a thing. Now he's out here changing all these lives and it's a masterpiece.